Good evening, students. Today I am teaching you protection policy. We already studied in the last lecture the commercial policy, and there are two types of commercial policy. First one, it was free trade policy that we already studied. Today we are going to study protection policy. It implies restrictions. Restrictions means controls imposed upon international trade through the imposition of tariffs, quotas, and exchange control. Its aim is to protect domestic industries from foreign competition. Domestic means our own industries, or we can say home industries, from foreign competition. It encourages domestic industries by giving subsidies and by imposing customs duty upon import of foreign products. What are the advantages of protection policy or pros? That already I told you. Pros means advantages of protection policy. First one, it can create spirit of nationalism and enhance national security. Enhance means promote, and to promote national security. It creates patriotism. The people should buy the products of their domestic industries rather than foreign products. India also had adopted a campaign of Swadeshi to protect our domestic industries. Thus, it creates a spirit of nationalism or patriotism, or it promotes national security by using our own products. Second one, it can encourage local job growth. Protection policy or protectionism or protection can raise the level of employment domestically. Our own country. Domestic country means our own country. Imposing a tariff will reduce, tariff means it's a tax, will reduce imports and encourage domestic industries and employment generation. When the government imposes a tariff means a tax upon imports, what will happen? The production of our country or the production of domestic industries will increase and employment also will increase. Most of IT workers from India are migrated to USA for high remuneration. So now USA is following the policy of protection, that is America First, to prevent cheap labor entering the economy. That is, it can encourage local job growth. In order to increase the employment of the Americans, USA started the policy of protection, that is America First. First, America should give importance to the Americans, then only the people of the laborers of next other countries. So that is the policy America First, to protect or to increase their own employment of the people. Next, third point, it protects new industries. New means infant industries or newly emerged industries, just beginners in the industrial field. They are called infant industries. New or infant industries need to be protected. These industries need protection from foreign competition. Protection policy enable these new industries, or we can say infant industries, to compete effectively. To compete effectively. That is the third advantage of protection policy. That is, what is the meaning? New or infant industries need to be protected, and these industries need protection from foreign competition. Fourth point, it reduces deficit in the balance of payment. We already studied deficit. What is deficit? Revenue is less than expenditure. And what is balance of payment? We studied in already in SYBCom. It is a record of revenue and expenditure. So the fourth importance of protection policy is to reduce deficit in the balance of payment. And it can be achieved through the imposition of tariffs and quotas. Help to reduce deficit in the balance of payment. The imposition of tariffs will decrease imports and the quantity of imports. Fifth point, fifth importance or fifth advantage, diversification of industries. Protection policy help a country to set up a variety of industries. Variety means different types of industries. It will enable the country to minimize the risk in production and to attain self-sufficiency. Sixth point or the sixth importance, revenue generation. Protection policy generates revenues through tariffs and which can be used for financing government activities. So, in order to perform government financial activities, protection policy gives more and more revenue to the government. So, these are the 6 points or 6 advantages of protection policy. Now, the next is cons, or we can say disadvantages, or we can say demerits of protection policy. The first point or the first demerit is protection policy raises the price. Imposition of tariffs, tariffs means tax, will increase the price of imported commodities, and the domestic producers, as a result, what happens? The domestic producers also will increase the price of their commodities to get more profit. Second point, it limits the consumer choice. Through the imposition of tariffs, the price of imported commodities will increase naturally. When the tariff means it is a tax. When the government is imposing tariff upon the import, what happened? The price of the imported commodities will increase and the ordinary people will not get variety of commodities to consume. Third point, it exposes educational deficiencies. Protectionism can limit immigration and visa approvals. For example, we can say that most of the Indian students are going to different foreign countries for education purpose. So, protectionism can limit this type of immigration and they will prevent the visa. This will lead to service gaps in the economy, and lack of qualified people can lead to shortage of manpower. Fourth disadvantage, protection policy has prevented specialization of different countries. It led to inefficient use of resources and economic growth of countries. Specialization of different commodities, specialization in the production of different commodities that protection policy is preventing. As a result, there will be inefficient use of resources and economic growth of countries. Rise to monopoly. It means protection policy has encouraged the upcoming of monopolies through the protection of domestic industries by increasing the price of their commodities. And monopoly is not good for the economic growth. So, we studied lesson number 1, commercial policy. Now, the lesson number 2, tariffs and non-tariff barriers. Barriers means controls or restrictions. First is tariff. It is the most important method of controlling imports in a country. It is a tax imposed by the government upon imports. And tariff can be two types, import tariff and export tariff. Import tariff is a tax imposed by the government upon imports, and export tariff is a tax imposed upon the exported commodities. Upon the exported commodities. Now, what are the different types of tariffs? First one, specific tariffs. It is a tax imposed upon one unit of an imported commodity in a country. It can change according to the type of goods imported. For example, tariff imposed upon one pair of shoes may be less than that of each computer imported. The tariff is different in the case of shoes, one pair of shoes, and each computer imported. Second one, ad valorem tariffs. These tariffs, or we can say duties, or we can say taxes, are imposed according to the percentage of the value of imported good. For example, an ad valorem tariff would be 15% of tariff imposed by India upon US automobiles. The 15% is a price increase on the value of automobile. So, a $10,000 vehicle now cost will be $11,500 to Indian consumers. So that is ad valorem means according to value. Third one, combined duty. It is a combination of specific and ad valorem duties. It is a combination of specific and ad valorem duties. A country may impose an import duty on a car at a fixed rate of rupees 1 lakh plus 20% of the price of the car. That is ad valorem, according to the value of the car. So that is both of them are included, 1 lakh plus 20% of the price of the car. Fourth one, sliding scale duty. These duties or these taxes change with changes in seasons. Different types of season, winter season, summer season, etc. and are used for agricultural commodities. Now, fifth, revenue tariff. These tariffs are imposed or these taxes are imposed with the objective to increase income of the country. Sixth, protective tariff. These are imposed to control imports and to protect domestic industries. Thank you, students.